Welcome back to another Commercial Trucking Chronicles. I'm your boy Swizzy. I'm back with another video. I appreciate you coming back. I'll give you guys some time to come into this live, and then we'll get discussion going. I tell you, hopefully, if this light is not, mine got really good light, so my computer screen helped brighten up the camera lens. So, well, it's pretty much nobody in the live, so I'm gonna start it anyway. Today's Wednesday, 27th, August 27th, Wednesday, 2000. Yep, August 27th, 2025. Grateful to be here. Grateful to have another day. Blessed to be here. If you're blessed, you know, don't hesitate. Put a like in the, hit the like. And put a like. Put a like in the chat. Put a like in the comment. Hit the like button, and show yourself that you're grateful to be here. That's all. And some people ain't make it, man. And sadly, today you had some real cowardly stuff take place out in Minnesota, and heart goes out to them, man. You know, it's just it's got to stop. This has got to stop, man. This stuff got to stop. You know, these kids got to be able to go to school. We can't have this cowardly stuff taking place. You know, no more, man. It's got to stop, man. When's it gonna end? You know. Uh, so I'm just saying, like right now, everybody is mourning and just like you really, just caught off guard. I mean, first day of school, come on, nobody expects nothing like that. But you know what? The devil is just that dirty, man. He goes out and does these type of things, man. That was nothing but pure evil. You know what I'm saying? And like, I mean, I have really no words for those parents, man. I mean, it's hard. 14 kids shot. How can you do that? Target children on their first day of school. It just takes a certain type of coward to do that, man. You see what I'm saying? And they need to go ahead and get them robots or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand. I know they got, because they got them robots to protect. I seen when I went on vacation. There was I don't know if it was a car lot full of cars, right? And they had that little, like, it looked like a dog, but it was a robot, and it was walking around out there. So, you know, and this was at night because I was on the balcony in the hotel, just out there getting some air, and I noticed. I was like, oh, I didn't even catch no camera. I might have did. I don't remember. Um, Probably did on my Facebook or something, and not on my YouTube. But they need to get them daggone kind of. And it's sad that it's gonna be kind of, the kid got to go to school and have robot security and stuff like that. But at least if they could do, they could look. There's more security, and my wife said this. She said they got more security with the banks than they do the hospitals and the damn schools where the kids is at, and they always the ones places being targeted. That's crazy, and she's right. She's right, man. You know what I'm saying? Them school teachers, these kids, they need to be protected, man. I'm not saying that we should, you know, they do have security, armed security at schools, at the schools, right? They have, you know, always. even in the high schools. But it was a Catholic school. So it's just sad that they're not they're and I don't want to blame nobody that there wasn't enough security. Nobody saw nothing like this coming. However, you can kind of tell with the climate and the atmosphere, kids was getting ready to go back to school, is gearing up for the kids to be back in school. So you already know that a coward is going to be trying to use that as a prime opportunity. And they did not waste a single day, a moment. No, there was no moment to spare. They went in there on that. Whoever that dude was, he planned that. I think it was somebody that was probably I don't want to be that guy that stereotype or put a label on, anybody's religion or stuff like that, and nothing, but you do have, there's been so many, accusations made and charges, and I mean, I don't know, they let a lot of them guys just go and sweep it under the rug. They're messing with little boys and stuff in them damn at those schools and stuff like that, But I'm sure other people probably think too, like maybe that was somebody who, that wouldn't justify what you did. That's still a coward. But maybe it's somebody that has, had, you know, some traumatizing experience growing up in a Catholic school and or something like that. Maybe that particular school. But you could be sure that these are some of the things that investigators are asking those questions. And probably, I don't even know what who I haven't seen a picture of the person, so just the whole that person's whole background right now. I'm pretty sure is all kind of like they're peeling back all of the where because they found out, or this is what I heard, that they immediately know that where he was able to legally obtain the firearm. You know what I'm saying? So of course they looked and seen that he had a background and he was there. Because question, where'd you get the gun or whatever the case is? But they're following the footsteps and stuff like that and trying to put together, a motive maybe or something. I don't know. I'm not saying that that if he had a motive, that it would be because of one thing or another. I'm just thinking in my mind. That's why I had think like, damn, maybe that was his motive. That he probably was, you know. It's just what I don't want to give no energy to this dude, to the coward. So I'm gonna move on from the conversation. I just did, um, have a thought about, well, maybe, if they had robots or if they had some kind of security that was trained to identify and to take down, a hostile, and they have that type of technology. Like they do have some stuff like they can use drones or whatever the case may be that can find and eliminate a threat. Of course they use it. They use that stuff to go in other countries and take out people. So I mean, there's got to be something better done in these schools. You know what I'm saying? They have to come up with some better form of security going forward, because this can't continue to happen. And we have the technology to eliminate threats, just like that. So there's a lot of other options. That's where I want to focus on, like the other options, not this coward. You know what I'm saying? We do have to take this into consideration, and because the whole world is right now seeing this, and a lot of people are hurt and suffering. You got a lot of families that right now are really going through it, and how can we assure them that this won't happen again? How can we really say, hey man, we're going to step up our security, because we don't want our freedom of education. If they're free to be able to go to school, we don't want these kids to feel like, oh no, I don't want to go to school. I know it's hard for these children, man. Listen, I'm from Connecticut. Sandy Hook, one of those school teachers that worked at Sandy Hook, and she lost her life. I went to school with her, you know, and I know that those kids, all these years later, um, I mean, I could just. It's crazy to think that there's kids that have to go through this type of stuff, man. Those mass shootings. I remember the day that craziness happened. Everybody was I was like, oh my goodness. When they start saying their names, and I was like, oh shoot, I went to school with her. She is a teacher. Like, oh my God. Uh, she was a school teacher there. But, uh, it's just devastating, man. They got to do something, man. Um, they got to do something. I know that we don't. One thing I don't want to see is I don't want to see the National Guard, now at the schools. It would be something probably that the kids might think is kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember when I was in school or just in high school, having like the ROTC and plus like, stuff like that. Like it was always kind of cool. You had a couple friends that would join or whatever and stuff like that. Um, they be in their uniforms and that in a sense, having that presence, at the schools and in terms of trying to recruit or help people find careers. Yeah, but if we have to have that type of presence, the men in uniform over there, like, well, for their safety. I mean, it's for their safety. If that's what it takes, then it should be. It shouldn't have to come to that. Um, but this is just a real evil time. It's evil right now. But there's still good in the world too. It's really still is. You gotta know that. See what I'm saying? Like, but and I was having a conversation, and it's like the, the this we're at the bottom of this pyramid. You know what I'm saying? And there is a lot of families, um, kids, everything. Like, you got those elite top people, but the people that's down the bottom, like, it's a terrible time for a lot of people, man. It's crazy, but the people that can make some of these changes and stuff like that, right? They need to step in and do something. They need to step in and do something, man. I can't. I really am worried for these young kids. Just in general. Period. They have it so hard. You know, no one wants to not feel like their child is not going to come home from school and they send their baby to school, and then you got to go about your day, your busy day, I used to have parent-teacher meetings and stuff. When I get in there, I start talking, let the mother talk, and I sit there and be quiet, and then it's time for me to talk. And they're like, oh, oh, sir, by the time they did it, okay, sir. But because I'm all about the kids, man. Really, truthfully, like, mentoring them and giving them opportunities, and there's so much that, over the summer, these kids could have had exposure to some things that going into the school year they might have been excited about, these kids, you got, it's just been hard for these kids, man. You had a bunch of kids lose their life at a camp, during the summertime too. Um, just, man, I really, really, really wish that, none of this ever happened, man. When we were kids, it was different. it was different when we were kids, man. We used to roll down the hill. You used to get all dizzy and stuff, roll there. You just, when I was a kid, we would roll down the hill, then be all dizzy, walk back up the hill, roll back down the hill again. This is what we did. We played like that, or go on bike rides and stuff. And we also did a lot of dirty things too as kids. Like we threw rocks. You know what I'm saying? If you threw a rock at somebody when you was a kid, we ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. That's just the truth. It's just different now for these kids. And yeah, I mean, no parent should have to ever, you know, it should never happen. None of that stuff should ever have to happen to anybody, man. You know. So I'm really tired. I'm really kind of tired. You know, the the violence, the senseless violence that really needs to stop. It really needs to stop. And when is it going to stop? That's the question. When? Um, I think they can stop it. I think they can stop it. They start using that smart, intelligent, uh, high tech, uh, high tech surveillance equipment or stuff. Those drones, and put a couple, sign a school, sign a district, something to certain members of those those teams that can do that, or get the squad, man. They look. UPS is trying to figure out how they can deliver your packages by drones because they want to make the money, right? Everybody got these drones that they want to use, for all these other reasons other than, and they got them think they're hostile. I'm gonna say they're hostile. They say, that's for security. Well, yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? You could use something like that, and you've seen these movies where things flying around, and it'll come down the hallway and stuff. They got the technology for it, man. They use that to go and scud missiles and launching all these drones and these wars and stuff. Well, take down some of these cowards that's running up in these schools, before they even do it. You surveillance the school. Or were we cutting the funding for stuff like that? Is that it? We got funding for all this other stuff, but where's the funding for that? You know what I'm saying? And then when it's one of your kids or one of their kids, now here comes the funding. Elon and them will be them, had a bunch of them things in the schools everywhere, following the buses and all kind of stuff. Well, them kids probably ain't taking no bus in those schools anyway. But I really think that they should be using that technology to make our schools safer. Our schools, you can use that to make the hospitals, and you want security at the banks and stuff like that. Like, I'm not gonna say other countries have that and they're using it, but I know that other countries they're so much more advanced, and they're modernized um, way of surveillancing. Well, now, I mean, we got just as many cameras in this country as they got in any other country, if not more. Like you can't go nowhere out here if you ain't on camera. You know what I'm saying? So, but other countries like they really are. Like I look at it on TV. I haven't been there, but I'm trying to get my passport right now because I feel like it's a real necessity. My daughter and them they have theirs. I don't have mine. You know, so I'm about to get that. And but yeah, because I mean, I see all this online, other countries that have such new, everything is just technology is way more advanced in their cities and in their their metropolitan cities, or the transportation that they use, or even just they talk about, oh, you want to have a smart house. I'm not gonna say the smartest thing in this house is my vacuum cleaner, but it's a robot. But this like you got smartphone, smart, you got these little things that are all this technology and stuff. They could be using that, and they have smart technology to be able to identify threats. I'm telling you, they got that. I seen that dog. I seen that dog. I think they said they had it on the White House steps once before, or running around the White House. Well, it ain't. This is not. I mean, well, the place that I seen it, like I said, was like it was a fenced in place, and I don't know what those cars was. Car rentals or car a parking lot, because the airport was there. The hotel I stayed in was right by the airport, so they had a lot of rental car places over there, and so you know. uh, Right in the backside of where the hotel where I was staying, I was on the balcony. I noticed that there was, a big fenced in place that had a lot of cars. So I don't know if that was valet cars or whatever, if the airport parking. But I do know that I seen them daggone robot. They had that it was like a dog, and it was walking around out there and stuff. But see, now you get something like that, and you have something like they had that thing they had in the White House too. But if you get something like that, and you have that daggone thing controlling these schools for any threats, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it's really going to be too expensive. I mean, the more of them that you need, I think the cheaper they become. So you have a school, so every school, like they got a mascot, they can have a dog to protect the kids. You see what I'm saying? Like one of them dogs could go patrol everything. They might, I don't know what kind of radar they know the center, the boundaries, and everything, because a dog gonna know you can sniff out anything once you come in their property. You know what I'm saying? Within a certain amount of radius, so you trying to sneak on there with some guns, you trying to get close to where the kids is, that dog will come around there and get you. I'm trying to tell you. And every school can have, if every school get one, I'm sure I mean, we're gonna order 1,500 million of these things just for the kids at school. You get them cheap. So that's my take on the thing, man. So you got to do something better, man. Or a drone. Get a dog and a drone. One dog, one drone, and you got it covered. They ain't gonna be running up on no more schools. But then you're gonna have to watch them, because then they'll probably target the bus. You see what I'm saying? Like, these dudes is cowards. This is what they do. But more than one way to skin a cat. If I had my say, you know what I'm saying? Uh, well, I don't want. I don't. It shouldn't even be. It shouldn't even be to that. To have to come to that. And it's a shame that it is coming to that. And that it has. You got these people, man. They don't. They seem to don't really care whatsoever. So anyway, man, it's Wednesday. This week has really been a. It's been a ride. It's been a ride. It's been all kind of stuff going on, man. At work and everything else, man. You know. Um. I was talking with the boss. I said, man, I had to tell him like I was like, man, I know you getting a lot of phone calls. 'Cause we got a lot going on, man, and it's like every day is something, and you hear about it. We have a group chat. Yeah, we get a group chat about what's going on, and bro, and I tell you, man, you like, man, you serious? What the fuck? Who does that? What? Nah. You like, I don't believe it, and you be like, yeah. It's kind of hard for guys to get along too sometimes, but we do all get along, but sometimes it's just hard to get along, you know. Nothing makes for more excitement on a weekday than when you get a call from the boss. It's like, oh shit, hey, what's up? Yeah, what up? I get it, man. I know what he goes through too, man. You know, plenty on the plate, plenty. Guess what? We gotta get it done, man, one way or the other, man, and be safe out here, man. That's the most important thing, man. That's the most important thing, man. We're making it way through the weekend. Guess what? Like I said, I turn on my daggone phone and look at my phone. I see this craziness. I'm like, oh, you know, very unexpected. And that's why I said, man, my dog is over here. She's upset with me. Hey, girl, what's up? You want to say hi? She wants to jump up here and say hi. Come on, come over here and say hi. How you doing, man? Aw, you miss me? She misses me. She wants to come. You want to be on? You want to be on the video? She's like, nope. Okay, you can get down now. You can get down. Aw, my Lola. Yeah. She's like, you've been going all day because I left out here 5 a.m. At 4:30. 4:30. Yeah. 4:30 this morning. No. Yeah, and then that's what I'm saying is up, get trying to get through the week, trying to make it Thursday, and then Friday the bag day. You know what I'm saying? Like middle of the week, man, some crazy drama happens, man. Like the whole world is looking at this. Like this is retarded. Got enough going on right now, you know what I'm saying? Where you know who, you know what I'm saying? Old orange dude. Stop! What's going on? I don't have no snacks. No, ma'am. No, get down. Listen. Sit. Good girl. Stay there. But yeah, it's a lot. I say DC, and then you might be going to they said I guess they said they're thinking of going to the send a National Guard to Chicago, like for what? You see what just happened? You see what I'm saying? Focusing on all the wrong stuff, messing with all the wrong cats, all the wrong people, bro. I keep hearing more and seeing more and more and more that they're just, you know, yo, calm down, okay? You'll be okay. She's upset about that. She's tired of it too. No, so she's this enough is enough, man. Enough is enough, bro. But then the truck, the trucking company, the trucking thing is trucking. Dang. Oh my goodness, man. You know, it's bad because like the scale tipping like this, right? This is how to tell this is how, you know what I'm saying, you know that there's these other forces and other elements that play right here, right now. Other things, because it's like it's a two-edged sword. It's a two-edged sword. It's like the justice is coming this way and that way. Let me tell you something. Now, the Supreme Court justice. Is it the Supreme Court? No. The woman that has the seat and the federal or the Fed as the chairman, the Fed chairman, what's her name? Miss James, right? I believe, in my opinion, this is no political side that I'm taking, because as far as things go with what has been made known to the public is that that signing and signing and agreeing to take a place of residence as your primary residence to be able to obtain a mortgage. But you don't intend to stay there, and you're serving in a whole another district or somewhere else and everything, and living somewhere else. Gotta be living in the district that you served in, but you sign take a mortgage out on a piece of property somewhere else. Now you say you're gonna live there. That's fraud. That's fraud. That's just outright fraud. I don't care who it is, or who it was, who is, it don't make a difference who you are. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't put that on a document and not have to, be held accountable for falsely saying, that I'm agreeing to do something that I'm not complying in compliance with. That's all. If I you know now if I obtain like the mortgage and I get to enrich myself because of the the increase on the value of that property and stuff, like people, they do fraud all the time. Everybody fraud. Let's look at it that way. Everybody, and it's all fair when it's war, right? All oh, the man pulled that out and then fired this woman because, this is why we're firing you. Why? Because we found dirt on you. You're fired. I don't want you here anyway, whatever the case may be, right? That takes a little bit of the heat off of, he's like Nino Brown going down. You know what I'm saying? You remember Nino Brown from New Jack City? He said, "Oh, I'm going down. I'm taking everybody with me. The bankers, the congressmen, you know what I'm saying? This is the governor." He started naming everybody. Well, that's what do you think this guy's doing? He's trying to get everything. He's going to cut funding. Yeah, he's going to just doing everything dirty because he's going down. And then he said, "Oh, you're trying to make it in heaven." Man, this ain't the way to do it. You trying to make it into to hell like this. You know what I'm saying? Everybody say you ain't going to heaven, bro. You might as well forget that one. Shoot, I wish he would be in heaven when I get there. Sitting there like I told you I was gonna make it in heaven. What? You crazy? Oh man. That'd be a day right there with something seriously going down. But you got to look at all of this stuff and almost like shake your head and just be like, you can't make this stuff up, man. But they're all corrupt. It don't matter who it is, whether it's a Democrat or Republican. And then here's the other thing I was gonna say, and I'm gonna wrap this up because still go for a little while more. I look at it like this. This is what I see, actually, right? I see an overall agenda being played out, right? To do what? Make it more prevalent, make it more of a, like people are saying, no, it's a military state, or just they want to make it a military state. But I want you to ask yourself a question: isn't this something that happens where you have more of a military presence? If there's, like, if we get attacked on our own soil, right? When on our own soil something happens, now you have the military presence. You have the presence of the guard or somebody. You know what I'm saying? They're out there, not just say, well, the who assists with the efforts in securing and the cleanup, the aftermath, right? If we're attacked on our own soil, usually somebody, they have these daggone things that happen. I don't know, there's something being done. whole entire building. You know what I'm saying? Or, so then they're out there trying to recover or rescue and try to do stuff like that. So there's the whole military. They chip in. They come in to help too. So there's the presence and stuff. Or we start feeling like, hey man, there's some kind of a threat. There's been these threats made. There's been these um, you know, we got events and stuff. Well, the Super Bowl is coming, so you know what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep now since we've been threatened. You know what I'm saying, by some of the ops. We beefing up security. We got the presence of so and so out there. That happens. That you know that happens pretty. I'm gonna say frequently, but it happens. During different administrations. It don't matter who it is. Just so happened this administration, they telling you they gonna have them daggone, men in uniform start coming to your city because for this, that reason, and the other reason. Crime is out of control. We're trying to get these other people to see. So, you know, when it comes to the having that presence, those guys and stuff like that, military and stuff like that, having them be always at every gathering or something, or where there's large crowds now, they coming in, you see them rolling and rolling, because they've been called to do so, right? I personally believe because there's this, we're at the bottom of this stuff, right? And those people on top, they they have that, that agenda they want to push, and I believe that this is how it's accomplished. All right, you know, I believe that Donald Trump ain't nothing but a pawn. I believe he's just being used. All right, and you can say what you want. This is my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? I could be a conspiracy theorist and stuff and go into this conspiracy ranting about why these people do this and why this stuff happens and why this stuff happens. Well, why do you get people that go and just do these type of things? Live stream them going into a place where there are people shopping and they want to just take out, as many colored folk or as many children or as many people at a church or something. So why do they try to, you know, promote these things and I just say this, man. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. You know. I might be a conspiracy theorist, so I just personally think. I mean, I look at it like this, and this is what I think going forward, because they want to be a cashless society. Um, so when you're not able to go to the TM and pull out that, we gotta, we running to get our money out of that, yeah, yeah, you know, and then there's an uproar because you can't do it. You already got these people to check you. They already out here. They've been out here, and they're gonna be out here. I don't know, man. Am I gonna get views on this? I don't see any people in the comment. I got 3 likes. I wonder how many views I'm gonna get. But my thing is, I'm not worried about the views. I like to, you know, I like to engage and tell you guys what I'm thinking, what the deal is. What I'm thinking don't got. What I think the deal is that don't mean that that's really what it is. But this is what I think. It's how I look at the situation, analyze it. This is what I'm. I know there are other people that share the same kind of. They share the same suspicions. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm a little suspicious about a lot of things that's happening. Is going on. Like, what's next? What's next? I was a little suspicious. I was a little. I mean, I said, man, kids getting ready to go back to school, but more or less, I was more concerned about the traffic because I had a feeling about, man, the kids are getting ready to go back to school, man. Oh, it's gonna get hectic. Yeah, because a lot of stuff we doing is probably gonna run right by a school or run right up a road where a bus gonna be coming, and we gotta try to finish off these roads and these highways and stuff like that, wherever. And I know that's, oh man, now it's back to school. It's gonna be more traffic, and I just was feeling that kind of way about it, man. That's with them going back. Gotta get out early to try to beat all that traffic. Parents coming to pick the kids up from school and stuff. Didn't want to have to look at the school and the way I do look at it right now. The kids going back, and that's why I just feel like it's all these other all these other things are kind of really just different narratives and stuff that I'm thinking about and talking about. The real issue is the safety of the kids. So I really have a different outlook now because before it was just like, oh man, it's a bunch of traffic. These kids are going back to school. Now, I'm like, man, they just gotta be safe, man. That's always the theme every day for me anyway, is to be safe and stuff, and it should be that way for everybody. We gotta make it home to our families and stuff. So we leave out the house and go to work. And my kids go to school, my kids work and they go to school. You know what I'm saying? So, I be wanting them to get back home safe. I remember when they first started driving and I was worried about them all the time because I know how dangerous it is being on the road, on the roadways, and every day there's an accident. I had a post the other morning about something, a short where there was an accident, and these were some, I wouldn't say they were no older than 24, 25 years old, not even in their 30s. The people that were involved in the car accident. So I used to always worry about, I do still, but not as much because try to keep them in our prayers and stuff so that they'll be safe and they'll be protected when they go and they when they're going and when they're coming wherever it is to and from, but that they'll be all right. And so I don't have to worry anymore. I have less worries today than I did when they were just, starting out driving. So and that's all. I mean, I have two boys, two girls. So with each and every one of them, it was that same level of concern, And that's just me being a parent. You know how it is, man. If you're a parent, you know how it is. So, shoot, man, and no parent should have to deal with what them people had to deal with up there in Minnesota, man. Minnesota. I remember I was in Minnesota, man. I was in St. Paul. It's rough out there, man. It's rough out there. Um, I got nice areas though, nice downtown. I mean, back then, I'm pretty sure they even got more. They were, doing a lot back then with, I guess, restructuring and rebuilding areas of the city, the downtown city. There was a real nice, if anyone knows of the pizza restaurant, I'll never forget the restaurant, but it was out in Minnesota. They said back in the days, Al Capone used to hang out there and stuff like that. And one of the mobsters, the old school gangster mobster, Al Capone. I think they had a big. Something happened out there. I believe because when he was hiding out, they found out he was hiding out in St. Paul, and they went to that pizza restaurant where he was, and there was like a massacre over there. And the name of the restaurant. Go do your research if you guys are gangsters and you know the history of the old mobsters. But I done visited the place. I've been there. It's called Carboni's. It's a pizza place in St. Paul, Minnesota. Yep. I actually went up in there. I got the history of the place when the people were telling me about it because I'm like, what's so special about this place? Go and check out the Carbonis. And the pizza, I don't know if it's the same place. I mean, same pizza. Is when he used to hang out there. But that was a real mob gangster town, you know? And I think that's where George Floyd was from also. Because I know it was out in Minnesota. I believe it was in St. Paul. Uh, yeah, and then the neighboring state for there was I don't remember. I gotta think about it. They're probably like, oh, how you don't remember? I don't. It'll come to me though. Indianapolis? No, was it Indiana? No, where is it? Yeah, Indianapolis. Yeah, the state over. I don't know if they still are the way they were back then, but I know you couldn't buy alcohol on a Sunday, so everybody from St. Paul, Minnesota, around the state line would go over to Indianapolis and buy their alcohol and then go back over the state line. So they were doing that unless they change things. And if you're from Indiana or if you're from Minnesota, you know, um, then Wisconsin. So I've been all out in that way. Man. I've been all out there, West, Midwest, and stuff. It's just tragic, man. It's very sad. Um, and it's a different type of people out there too, because it gets very cold in Wisconsin. I'm sorry. No, I said Wisconsin. I said it was Minnesota. I think it's Wisconsin was the neighboring state, not Indianapolis. It was Wisconsin. Yeah, yeah, it's a different kind of cold over there, man. Man, I'm telling you, like, because you way up and oh my goodness. Or is it Indianapolis? I don't know. I know for a fact that it was cold. It was freezing cold, bro. But yeah, it's a different type of people up there, and I do know that they had a lot of the Midwest like that over there. You know, they have a lot of the slaughterhouses and stuff. Like a lot of America's beef comes from the Midwest, and then it either goes eastbound or it goes westbound, but it's in the center of the country, so it's in the Midwest. And you're either headed back west with the meat from them slaughterhouses, or you're headed back east. So that's what I used to do. A meat hauler. So, but yeah, so I mean, hey man, I'm gonna get ready to wrap it up, man. I'll give a couple shout out to a few people, man. My boy Tommy Fat Check. What up, Tommy Fat Check? Where you at, man? Holla at your boy, man. I know you out there getting that money. You know? Let me know how it's going, man. Reach out to me. I called you, you ain't hit me back yet. So I just checking on you. But who else I want to give a shout out to? Give a shout out to the first responders, man. You know what I'm saying? Out there in Minnesota, man. Um, Definitely, man. Shout out all truck drivers. Um, let's try to do better, man. Let's try to do better. Let's hope and pray for better, man. That's my thing. So it's Wednesday. We're getting past this, man. I don't say we want to put this behind us. We do. We have to. We got to get past this and put this behind us and keep pushing forward as a nation. And you know what I'm saying? We can't let these evil people and these, as a people, we have to stick together. We got to think positive. That's the only way we're going to really overcome a lot of this negativity in the world. We got to get it into the heads of the people that we're going to come out of And all of this stuff that this storm that's going on, we're gonna come out of it on top. So that's the thing we gotta do. You know what I'm saying? And let's just hope for better, man. Let's hope for better. All right. So I'm gonna go. It's not quite an hour. I got about 10 minutes, but it doesn't seem like YouTube is pushing this out. The algorithm only has you know a very few people here and there every once in a while. But my bigger concern is just that something is done, and some of those something is done, and all of those people that have they hands in the corruption, and you know what I'm saying, all of the evil stuff and that's going on today, and all these people is fighting to try to take away things that people have fought and died for, and the liberties, and worked and struggled hard to to build this country to what it is. And the people that's trying to tear and take that away from everybody, those a lot of people, they really did do you know um they did they people didn't have to go and go as far as they did, but they did it because they believed that this was a great country, and it's make America great again. I don't know how great this country has I don't know how great it has to be for everyone. It just needs to be a safe place. You see what I'm saying? Like, how are you making it? If I don't know. This just has to be a safe place. So if they got to get drones, if the new age technology can help us get to a paradigm where there's safe, everyone feels safe, then I think that's what we need to do. I'm serious. I have more. I hate to say, but I have more faith in you know the computers, as long as they're programmed properly and they're made with no glitches. I have more faith in them things than I have in mankind right now, because there's a lot of BS going on with these people, and it's just like, man, not all of mankind. I'm not saying all of mankind. I know there are good people in the world. I know that. I'm one of them. But it's just like I don't know, man. You just I feel like I would trust. No, I'm not saying you trust your life to have a computer, man. I think I if I can get on a plane and it's built properly, I don't have anything to worry about. Yeah, I would trust my life like that with those computers and stuff like that, to keep me safe, to keep us away from harm, to stop those cowards before they can act. Yeah, I would trust them, the robots, enough to be like, yeah, well, you want them on? Didn't you see what that movie with Will Smith was in? And you know what I'm saying? I'm Robot and everything. Like, I mean, you never know. You never know. You never know. But then they say never, right? So I don't know. I know one thing though. There's a lot of cowards out here, man. There are a whole lot of cowards out here. And for every coward that's out here, they should have a robot or something to stop that coward before he acts. Right? Stop him. Put him down. If he's a threat, put him down. right? And it could be done because we have the technology. I don't know. Maybe they cut the funding for it. They probably never have funding for stuff like that for our safety, only to go and conquer, like in another. You know what I'm saying? Like to be able to go and win wars. Well, we're fighting a war here at home right now. You know what I'm saying? With people that are just trying to take our freedom away from us. Like even these kids can't even go into a classroom and sit down and pray. They can't go into a school building, you know what I'm saying, and be safe, and that is at war. The war to be able to have those things still a part of our society, you know. It's like, if you can't do that, like we're living amongst savages, man. And the kids. I mean, he said, well, the president was doing this. He liked little kids and stuff like that. It's a damn shame. Yeah, it is. It's a damn shame. And I sure hope and pray one day that, man, they get the justice that they deserve for some of the things that and that's all of them. I don't care if it's a Democrat. I don't care if it's a Republican, all of them. Because all them people pretty much, they are on top and they're just sitting on the dogging the people at the bottom. But you got people that's down there at the bottom too. They deserve to get theirs too. You know what I'm saying? So all of them, man. I mean that. All right. You have a great rest of your evening and check back in. Do me a favor. Hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel. And leave a comment if something in here is something you agree with. Say, yeah, man, I agree with you. I got a couple of likes. Do me a favor. Leave a comment since, if you don't have to, but I would appreciate it. All right. I'm going to go. Have a good one. Come back, check me in next time. And have a good week. Good evening. Rest of your week, man. Say a prayer for them kids, man.